They needed a name for the pressure, so they gave me one. Not a man, not a citizen, condition. You don't know what it's like being savage, built in the system designed to damage. They call my breath a threat, my walk a crime, then clock my pulse like I'm out of line. You don't know what it's like being savage, every step monitored, every habit. They made the cage, then blamed the rage, stamped my name on a wanted page. I learned discipline from surveillance, silence sharpened into a weapon. They don't hear words, they hear defiance, so I speak in movement and presence. Papers say free, reality say control. Freedom on loan with an interest hold. You step out the script, they cut the lights. Say act right or forfeit your life. I see mercy replaced by procedure, pain filed under non-factor behavior. I ain't angry, I'm calibrated. Every move cold, recalculated.
Golden. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Tonight's episode is emotional intelligence. And we're going to go down and understand how emotional intelligence could make or break you. If you haven't subscribed or hit that like button, please do so. Everyone wants to be emotionally intelligent. But what if that's just a prettier name for emotional control? What y'all think? What do you think? Like I said, if you haven't hit the like or subscribe button, please do so ASAP. Some people don't believe in emotional intelligence. And to be honest with you, I believe that there are emotions. I believe you have to have a certain type of intelligence when you are an emotional person. We can't sit there and think that we can't be emotional. We're human beings. Of course we're going to be emotional. There's things that we don't know, things that we haven't gone through that put us in our feelings, put us in a situation that we do not understand at the time. So it makes us emotional. You have to go through something. You have to go through something to understand what you can go through. And it takes observation to accumulate the intelligence. It takes focus, actually, to accumulate the intelligence to be emotionally intelligent. People think emotional intelligence is being calm, not reacting emotionally, communicating clearly, staying rational under pressure. It could be something like that. But to be honest with you, I don't know. I know that when I was of age, I was very emotional. And it took understanding my emotions and going through trials and tribulations through my emotion to understand that you have to, in order to survive, in order to understand other people, because I believe emotional intelligence has to do with the understanding of yourself and others at the same damn time. Emotional intelligence is very important. It could save your life one day. It could definitely save your life one day. And especially in a relationship, which we're going to get to that. But in your day to day involving yourself with people, you need intelligence, emotional intelligence. Let's see. How does society praises being unbothered as being emotionally intelligent? Y'all think so? Because being unbothered is the modern world's emotional armor. It looks calm, powerful, and untouchable. And loud, chaotic, chronically, probably online society. Not reacting reads like dominance. You know, it's like having chaos fatigue made calm and fashionable. And I do want to give a shout out to those who are in the chat right now. Shout out to Dim's Tears. Shout out to my homie Stanley and the mother. But like I was saying, chaos fatigue made calm and fashionable. Everyone's overstimulated. Notifications screaming, opinions fighting. What else? I don't know. It's like a crisis in a loop. I know when some people feel unbothered, they look like they've cracked the code. Peace becomes status. Silence becomes drip. And you end up not realizing what's that important in a situation that you're in right then. Let's see. I don't know. Like emotional restraint, maybe. It might get mistaken for emotional intelligence. Society confuses control with health. If you don't react, really, you must be mature. You might think you might need to be mature. Not always, though. Sometimes it's wisdom. Sometimes it's avoidance. Wearing a clean outfit. You know, all my life, I wondered why. I wondered why I couldn't shut off the thoughts and the feelings that I felt when I went through things. And it got deep. Like my thought process goes deep. I'm an Aquarian. Gotta respect it. And with the thoughts that I have, it takes a lot of control when you're emotional. And the intelligent part is knowing who you are, knowing what type of emotion it is and when it's happening, what's happening. Also, other people that you're dealing with. Why you want to see my face? Shout out to Ivan. Right there with that big drink. I'll be showing my face in very soon. I'm just, this is my interlude. Please have patience. I know humans only have 30 seconds of attention span. So please have some intention and some patience and stop being impatient. Put it that way. Let's see. Matter of fact, since you getting bored already with my voice, even though it's the voice of God, I'm going to share a couple of videos about emotional intelligence. Let's see here. Got my girl. Hold on. Let's put her up in there. Uh, let's see. Let me put that up. Go back to the beginning on this one and share this. I'm gonna share this. There we go. Let's play it.
I'm an emotional intelligent dude. Why does it take a man to go the whole 90 feet of a basketball court for y'all to meet us at half court?
They say that they're emotionally intelligent just because they can identify what emotions they're experiencing. Emotional intelligence is two-sided. So it's not just about you identifying your emotions, it's about you identifying the emotions of another person as well. Being aware of another person's emotions, okay? Managing your emotions, understanding your influence and how your emotions can disrupt somebody else's emotional process. There are many women, when they see that there is really a man who is emotionally intelligent, that means that he can read me as well. Not only can he read me, but he can co-regulate. So he can regulate his emotions, but he can help me regulate mine because he understands this is an interdependent relationship. We're doing this as a we. If you are really emotionally intelligent, maybe you got a little more work to do when it comes to that, just based off of what it is that you said. I guarantee you women will naturally be attracted to you. They will come in like flocks if they see that, no, it's not just about him saying that, yes, I'm angry today. And so since I'm angry, I'm going to throw some things around, but I can identify that I'm angry. No, I'm angry and I'm regulating this and I understand how my anger is impacting you and that you are a part of my internal experience. So I need to make sure that you're good as well. If you do that, that woman will meet you way more than half.
Do you believe that? I do believe that. And trust me, when it comes to a person that is that understands himself and understands others, especially when it comes to like the females, when you're able to see an emotion in a female and respond to it correctly and understand it, you're able to guide that person and guide the conversation, also guide how you feel, even if you don't want to engage in a certain way. It kind of controls the outcome of your situation when you're in it. And as guys, we all know that when it comes to talking to a female, we need to guide and control the outcome. And also, it kind of feels good to know that you can mentally communicate with a female or people in general. Almost like being a sapiosexual, but that's a little bit down a different rabbit hole. But it's always good to have that conversation with yourself and realize that it takes more than just what you think about yourself, and you got to kind of put that selfishness to a side. You understand? Emotional intelligence can become also it can become emotional suppression when used to avoid vulnerability. Mad Stanley says mad women telling a man to not be mad at her is my take. Well, let's think about that, Stanley. If a female is telling you not to be mad when you're mad, I believe to be an emotionally intelligent person, I would think, well, she really don't mean that because I'm mad. What she really means is, I know you're mad. She doesn't know how to communicate with you. So you have to be the intelligent, emotional, intelligent one in the room. So what that means is you have to understand her words is not what she means. She doesn't want you to take your anger out on her, make her feel uncomfortable. But she understands you're mad. She's worried that her emotions might heighten because of yours. And if you want to regulate the conversation and the outcome to be positive, you would understand that first. But first and foremost, one thing we always forget is to take that breath, because it might come out, she might come out with an attitude or her facial expression you might not like, and it might trigger you a little bit. But first thing you should do automatically to test yourself, see if you have an emotional intelligence, or to test your intelligence when you're emotional, is to breathe, to breathe. To breathe. Best thing you can do is to breathe first. I do have a video. Right, I got it right here. You know what? I'm doing a good job. I'm picking the right ones this time at the right time. So I'm going to share this video, and it's going to explain exactly what I'm saying. Let's see here, right here. I'll rewind it to the beginning, and you guys just listen to this part.
So if I was a student of yours coming in to be trained by you, where is the first place you would start with me?
Number one,
Yeah.
you say it with control.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so when you're in an argument with somebody, what happens automatically is your fight or flight starts to take over, even in a little argument, even in especially even in the small ones. If I disagree with your opinion, your fight or flight kicks in because your body's saying, hey, I'm being undermined. Your mind is telling you, hey, I didn't like that. What he's saying is different from what I'm saying. You know what? We're going to.
And that usually happens to the majority of regular human beings. It's a quick trigger. Like when you don't feel something, if you don't like what somebody says or they disagree with you, it's an automatic, without that little breath, it's automatic. Let me fight back. Let me fight back. Let me say something to hurt that person. But that's not being emotionally intelligent.
I think of some other things that's going to put that down. Immediately, what I want to do is say something that is going to fight. In other words, I'm going to hurt you. I want to say something that's going to cut you. I want to say something that is hurtful, or we run from it. You ever had somebody been on the phone and go, I'm over this, and they hang up?
Yeah.
Or they go, I'm out of here. You know what? Forget this. And they go and slam the door. That's their flight. That's their.
And how many of you guys and ladies are in the chat have done that? How many of you tried to have a conversation with someone and they said something you were not feeling at all? And all of a sudden, you're like, you know what? I can't deal with it. Your emotions are high. Your mind's not focusing the way it should be. You don't know how to answer because your emotions are so high. You did not take that breath. You did not take that breath. And all you hear is, that's all you hear is your heart beating, adrenaline pumping. And all you want to do is respond, and it's all negative. What do you do in that situation?
They're leaving. I feel threatened in this current moment by this conflict, by this differing view, so I need to get out of it. When you decide to say it with control, you make sure that that doesn't happen. And it all begins with your breath. All right, that's the key. So what I teach every one of my clients is let your breath be the first word that you say. So we'll run through it right now.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Now, I really want y'all to go through this too, because I know one person, one great person that I've learned to have a conversation with, one great person that I know is quick to jump down someone's throat, my good friend Stanley. So Stanley and the rest of you in the chat, do this with me.
Let's do it an exaggerated one. And what this is called, and it takes advantage of, is a physiological sigh. So what we're going to do is 2 seconds in through the nose, one more at the top, and then go, yeah, okay. How do you feel after you do that?
Very relaxed.
Yeah.
Stanley, did you do it? Please do it. Tell me how you feel after you do it. Like an emotional sigh. To be honest with you, I just did it twice, and it just relieved some stress off my chest just a little bit. But I'm not emotionally heightened, but still, I feel that release of just a little bit of stress, which gives me some time to think and slow my mind down and respond in a more civil and understanding way for not only me, but for the people around you. Because how can we grow, learn from each other, network, and build without a properly structured, unemotional conversation?
All right, cool. So what we're going to do is get a shortcut to that exact result. This time, we're going to do it, same thing, but don't make the noise. One more stop. Through the mouth again.
I'm going to give you all guys a chance. I'm going to give you a chance because I know it's still. So breathe in and breathe out. Calm your nerves, ladies and gentlemen. Calm your nerves.
Now, instead of the mouth, only through the nose. Ready? Now we did that almost a little, that was very intentional. So let's do it again, but give it a haircut as if like you don't even, you're not even gonna get me to notice. Ready? That right there. Mm-hmm. Now that is your go-to. Whenever somebody is telling you something that you disagree with, that is your go-to before you even say your first word. Because it is going to make sure that fight or flight never kicks in. It keeps that analytical side, that logical side in it the whole time. Instead of going, oh, but wait, they can't yell at me like that.
Do you guys get it? Did you try to breathe? Did you try to breathe? How many of you really, honestly, have encountered a conversation with someone that you know they're like to be triggering, they just don't like to listen, but you know they want to, they just do not know how to communicate. They're not that emotionally intelligent enough to give you that respect, or they just don't respect you. I understand that part. If you don't respect me, don't converse with me and let me know that. I like honesty. But if you want to work on your emotional intelligence, I suggest you breathe. Slow that heart rate down. Slow it down, ladies and gentlemen. And then think. You know what's crazy? Is I think this is why I always say that my life is written. Because everything I do, I've been practicing my whole fucking life for these moments that I'm living right now. And I didn't realize that I was in position of practicing these things until I got older and realized that my purpose, I'm not going to tell you my original name, but here, without doing deep diving for no reason, I would like just for y'all to figure out my name. All I'm going to say is this. I finally realized that my purpose in life is to give the knowledge to the people that can spread the word. I could be a people person. I know you guys see me, some of my clips and some of my videos, some of my lives, of me going out in the public and reacting to the people, talking to the people. I'm an Aquarius. I can adapt in advance. That is my superpower. And you know what? That is one of the most, I think that's one of the most beautiful superpowers ever, to adapt in advance. And to be honest with you, you would have to have a heightened sense of emotional control, emotional intelligence to have my superpower. Because you can't adapt the right way to be a superhero if you can't tap in to another person's mental, tap in to your mentals, tap in to an understanding of communication. You dig? So emotional intelligence is actually a superpower. And I am very powerful with mine. To have emotional intelligence, and my ultimate superpower is to preach to the people for the word to be spread. And this ain't church. This is not church. Amen. Amen. It's not church. But what this is an understanding from a person with emotional intelligence. Let's give you another video, right? On just an idea. I want you guys, because this is going to be a 5 video 5 video episode, a series, mind you. There's going to be 5 episodes. We're on episode 1 right now, but there's going to be 5 episodes on emotional intelligence every Monday at probably 9. It's going to be between 9 and 11. 9 and 11 o'clock. And you know what? To be honest with you, I want you to understand this. I don't like doing relationship shows anymore like I used to when I first started. I'm not going to say I don't like it. I'm going to say that it just leads down a path of hamster wheeling, bull stuffings, a lot of talk about the semen demons, a lot of hyena talk, and a lot of people who don't have emotional intelligence to have the conversation. You dig? But I'm always willing to cater to the crowd, to the chat, to the people, to the listeners, the viewers, because those are the most important people when it comes to what we do here, the content creators. I am a content creator. I'm also just a creator. And I realized that through my life, I was building content over and over and over again. I had, like, if I was to write a book, my gosh, if I was to write a book about my life, it would be a comedy, drama, sci-fi, action. It would be every genre of movie you have ever seen to the fullest degree, my dogs. I've lived lives. That's why it's hard for people to bother me. Like, and you know what? And back in the day, I don't know, like when I first started, you could go through some of the videos and you see sometimes I'll go out of control a little bit, but I come right back. But it was always kind of like structured. I was always meant to have emotional intelligence because in order to be a person to preach to the people, for the word to get out, for people to have a better understanding of living and communication, to converse at its highest degree, I'm here for it. I'm always willing to learn, progress, and grow past and beyond. I know that the ones I'm teaching, and I'm going to say this, you're going to end up below me, but it's for a reason. It's for a reason. And you don't see it as below. See it as someone to go to for a better understanding. You know, so that being said, like Thursday, I'm trying to do a relationship show. And I already have the content. I already have, the backup. I already have the people. I've been there, done this already. And I'm just trying to make it even more entertaining than the last time. I'm advancing every day, every minute. That's intelligence right there. That's godly right there. So let's get this video so you can understand a little bit more of what I'm saying about intelligence. All right.
Intelligence means I know what I'm feeling. Emotional intelligence means I know what I'm feeling. I know what you're feeling. I'm regulating my emotions and I'm working with you on yours so that we can make our relationship work and be cohesive. That's what emotional intelligence is all about. Emotional intelligence means I know what I'm feeling. I know what you're feeling. I'm regulating my emotions and I'm working with you on yours so that we can make our relationship work and be cohesive.
So exactly what I said. I know how I'm feeling. I know how you're feeling. So I know exactly how to guide this properly. And you know what, to be honest with you, to practice things like this is to have a better leadership skills. I don't think anyone could be a decent leader if they don't have emotional intelligence. You're not even able to speak to different people in a way they need to be spoken to without emotional intelligence. And mind you, I am off camera. This is the first episode. And later on, I am going to open the panel to have this discussion. I just don't want you to focus on my face because I'm a beautiful person. Very beautiful person. So I don't want the focus to be on my face, even though it's still up there with a cigar and a drink. Because it's distracting you from the information. And I want you guys to get the information. In this first episode, it's the mask. The mask we wear to appear stable. Most of you, I pretty much think or believe that most of you hide your emotions. Matter of fact, I believe the majority of human beings in a certain situation, they will hide their emotions. That's a sense of emotional intelligence as well, because you cannot be in a heightened emotional state when it's time to have a logical outcome or a logical response. So we wear this mask we wear to appear stable. And we reward calm behavior. I reward calm behavior because you know what? I don't mean. And if your voice raises when I'm at and I will be calm. You won't understand that I'm heated, not unless I let you know. But if you raise your voice to me in a emotional, uncontrolled manner, you're just telling me that you want to be deleted today or mangled, pulled apart. I'm just playing. I am a big tough guy, but I'm just saying I'm old now. I don't do things that way. But what I'm saying is you're looking for a response that is negative instead of taking that breath that we talked about earlier through the nose, out through the mouth and nose at the same time. And then have that thought to respond. We can go to all these panels. Come on, guys. We could go through all these panels and you'll only see a limited few. And even with the limited few, you could pull the beast out of them. How they cannot be calm and respond. Take that breath. You know what? It didn't have a better thought of your response instead of just being so triggered that just and it ends up in terror. Who wants that? Who wants to be on the other end of that explosion of a person? We don't know what they're capable of. And a lot of people go around just yakking their face, just saying anything to anyone, not knowing if that person had a bad day, good, like a bad day, horrible day, someone passed in there. They don't know. But they don't have the emotional intelligence to read the room, to look at that person, because you know you're about to have an encounter with that person and read the room and just be like, you know what? Today's not the day to flip the fuck out. Today is the day to, you know what? I want a better outcome in life. I don't want to be ratchet. We don't want the ratchet tree. So what do? You breathe.
Help me. Help me.
You tell yourself, help me. Help me have a better response to this low-minded person. And to be honest with you, they might not even be low-minded. They just might not have emotional intelligence. But I'm here to teach you. I'm doing a 5-episode, one series of emotional intelligence. There's a lot to this game. There's a lot. And this is just the beginning. The mask we wear. The mask we wear. And sometimes, if you really think about it, it's emotional suppression, which we're not trying to go towards. Because you're going to want to, and you're going to have to let it out. The danger of never being seen emotionally is like a volcano. It's like a volcano waiting to erupt. To be emotionally intelligent, you would know that you need an outlet to let the anger that's natural in you humans. It's natural to be angry. It's natural to be sad. It's natural to be anxious. It's natural. But you know what's not good for you? It's not to be emotionally intelligent. It's to have uncontrolled emotions. And you know, as a man, I know how it is out there. It's hard. But it's not. Because as a man, all through our lives, we are forced to control our emotions. Because what happens when we don't? Deletions after deletions. Uncontrolled relationships. Violence. Mental violence. Physical violence. Wars. Destruction. Do you understand? Do you realize how big emotional intelligence means? Do you ask ChatGPT? Ask, what is the most important thing for humans to survive as one in the future? What would be the one thing that you would want a human to have for a better future? And I guarantee he's going to say something like emotional intelligence. You're going to need emotional intelligence to even have a decent conversation. And I want to give a shout out to Candy Cane Lane. In the motherfucking building. How you doing? I appreciate you. This is a very important topic because what I see throughout everyone trying that, everybody has a goal on these YouTube streets, is to communicate with people and get people to understand their way, right? Understand or teach, guide. And what they don't understand is the first thing they need to tell the panelists that are out there to have a conversation, please have some decorum, please have some emotional intelligence. Read us, read the room, read the people. If you want to get your point across, if you want to be understood, you need to try harder. Communication goes down all different lanes. It's physical, spiritual, mental. It comes down deep, detailed. And the more you practice that breath before you answer, when your emotions are high, when someone triggers you, when someone says some dumb shit to a smart individual, you need to breathe and think first. Have that small time. You don't need to rush. You know what happens when you rush? You forget something. You miss out. You don't understand. You wasn't listening. You didn't comprehend. Look at all this list that happens when you don't take your time and breathe. And you know the sound of a heightened situation where you don't have control? I know you all remember this. I know you all felt this. Even the sound right now is kind of stress you out, makes you anxious. Makes you anxious. Emotional intelligence is very important. And like I said, if you go through some of my videos from years ago till now, you would automatically see the growth in my emotional intelligence. Man, I was spazzing on people real quick. You could get it fast. You know what? To be honest with you, all I used to say was this.
Try Jesus, not me. 'Cause I throw hands.
But I had to learn, because these hands are damn near licensed weapons. Trust me, they are. And I can't go through that anymore. So what I had to build was the biggest muscle in my body. And that was my brain. My mind, body, soul is so important to me. So important to me. Because if I build it even in the afterlife, I'm stronger than the rest. You know, I'm going to go down that road. But what I'm saying to all those people out there who are really out here in these panels, trying to have that conversation, trying to be understood, trying to get their point across, practice your emotional control, emotional intelligence. It's not about yelling and screaming. And you know what, to be honest with you, if you feel that you have to yell and scream, you should automatically sit back, because you obviously have someone in your presence that might be able to control you. And I know y'all don't want to be controlled. That's in human form. Pride. All this stops you from wanting to have the conversation because you don't want to be controlled. But guess what? If you allow that person to say what they say, do what they do, and it changes your emotions, it changes the way you respond normally. They control you. You lack emotional intelligence. That's what you don't understand. You lack emotional intelligence when you let someone that you know is not supposed to change your outcome, supposed to change your emotion. You know, they don't even know you. We on YouTube, they don't know you. But you're allowing their simple-minded words to trigger you, where you can't even have a conversation, where you don't even realize you're on camera looking like an idiot. Come on. Go back and watch yourself. That's what people need. I don't even do it no more to watch myself. I have that much control. And I know even when I get twisted, it doesn't matter. I have that control. I can explain it. I can talk about it. I can be called names. I can be made fun of. I'll make fun of myself. I'm in tune with me. Let me share this.
No matter how much emotion and feeling you may have, or how much hurt, no matter how much emotion and feeling you may have, or how much hurt you may have, life has to go on. Life doesn't stop for anybody. So if you don't process that and understand that, you're stuck in whatever time period you got hurt forever. Forever.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Forever. It's kind of called bitter. That's how you become bitter. You don't know how to control yourself. To be a leader, what I understand to be a leader, because I can say certain things that people will follow. People have followed. People do understand. My whole thing is I'm still trying to lead myself. The hardest person to lead is me. So I try not to have too many people under the umbrella, because a lot of them don't understand. And a lot of them are not willing to have that journey of checking yourself when it comes time to walking beside yourself, the 4 footprints. But you know what? Enough of me speaking for right now. You know what it's time for?
Break, bang, bang. We in the chat. We in the chat. We in the chat. Oh, that's it. Call and response. We in the say yeah, baby. Say it like you mean it. Bang, bang, bang. Feel it, stay right there. We in the chat. Yeah. We in the chat. Yeah. We in the chat. One more time. We in the chat. We in the chat.
Man. Shout out to Nighters. Shout out to Nighters. Now we in the chat. Just want to give all the shout outs again and again. Dim's Tears. Rodriguez. Candy Lick. I'm just Candy Cane Lane. We also have Say It Like in the motherfucking middle with the solutions. Thank y'all for attending. I appreciate every single one of you. And you know, I don't even like to ask or even say, but donations are in effect.
Money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needed me. Money coming in repeatedly.
That affirmation I like to play all the time. Because you know what? Money don't come easy. But I want it to. So I put that affirmation out every video, just in case someone wants to donate to the cause. And if the cause is what you need to know, it's Security Strong. $ Security Strong. If you want to donate to the Coffee Creamery Fund, because I like my coffee in the morning. French vanilla is what they call it. Coffee Creamery Fund. Just letting y'all know. $ Security Strong. So back to the emotional intelligence. Are you out there, Stanley? I know you are. I'm having a good time right now. I'm having a good time. I appreciate everybody. But this first episode of Emotional Intelligence, it's about the mask that we wear. The mask that we wear to hide our pride, to suppress the contest. Is it really emotional intelligence or emotional control? Are we trying to control ourselves? Or are we even trying to control ourselves? Because, to be honest with you, no. This is, yeah, girl. This is not the response to the debate, but it could be something that relates to it. Because if I was to pull up the debate right now, we could pinpoint and pick out a couple of situations or parts of the conversation where if there was some emotional intelligence, it would not end up in talking over, misunderstanding. It would be more understanding, more agreeing, actually. Because to be honest with you, I just wanted the conversation. To be honest with you, it wasn't really a debate. It was not really a debate. It was a conversation that I wanted to have, because if people were to go back to the original video of when this started, Stanley, I know you know the link. If you can, you can put that in the chat. I appreciate you. And if someone could teach me how to, how do you make someone a wrench holder? If you can tell me that, then please let me know, so I can give my wrenches out to whom deserved. But like I was saying, if there was, and no jab at anyone who was part of the conversation. What it is just an understanding, just words let loose from my lips for understanding that nobody knows each other to be to even have some animosity towards another. And I understand that people trigger people, but aren't we supposed to advance as an advanced being, especially when it comes to conversing? Communications actually is one of the most important thing for us to survive in life. For you to even know how to survive, there has to be a certain type of communication. Right click on their name, huh? Right click on their name. And then what's the next step, darling? Sorry. All right, I'll wait for you to finish the rest of the directions. Add as bond. Let me see. Right click on their name. Me in the chat. See, we in the chat right now. And I don't see an option. Let me highlight this. Leaders actually lead. The best tool for the job. You give no detailed solutions, Stanley, and I understand. No knock on you. You just talk the way you talk, and you just, hey, you should know because I read, and it should be the end of that. I understand. I do dig it. But I'm a teacher. You have to do that. YouTube, not on StreamYard. Okay, I got you. So let me put my YouTube up. I think I do have one more video that I'm gonna play. I try to mod people because I believe certain people need that. YouTube, not in the StreamYard. All right. So yes, thank you. I appreciate you. 7 in a motherfucker, baby. My God. I'm over here doing the first episode. I'm glad you're able to attend. First episode on emotional intelligence. Is it emotional intelligence or emotional control? And to be honest with you, I went through a couple of videos which made a lot of sense on the topic and what is needed. And also just a reminder that not all of us think before we respond. Not all of us care. And if you care about the conversation, and if you don't care about the conversation, and you're trying to have the conversation, you're actually being oxymoronic if you're thinking that you have emotional intelligence. I strive for the highest form of intelligence because I see what ignorance gets you. I see what arrogance gets you. I see what not being emotionally sound, intelligent, or capable gets you. You know, I lost a lot of decent relationships, and I'm not talking just male, female friendships, because I always go back and hold myself accountable for the things I do, and I always analyze myself and the things I encountered in my life, because if I didn't, I'd be just like most humans, running on that hamster wheel, not thinking about the shit I should have already thought about, which makes me miserable. And I don't like misery. I don't like misery. So I would have, if I knew there was misery in my life, I would have to go back to where it started. And a big thing that I always talk about is the domino effect. Where did this first begin? For this beautiful picture of knockdown chips got me. Like, where How did I get here? What fault of it's in mine? That's accountability as well, ladies and gentlemen. All this works together. And also to have emotional intelligence, you would have to know how to hold yourself accountable. You would have to know what it feels like and know how to bring yourself out the mud or understand how you even got out the mud. A lot of people don't think. I'm gonna just leave it at that. A lot of people just don't think. And a lot of people think they're smart and intelligent. I understand. There's a big difference between life smart and book smart. Because to be honest with you, you can read as many books as you want. If you don't know how to walk a street, you're in trouble. And I do have to give a little bit more shout outs. Like I said, 7 in the building. Lord ADS, I seen you around. Appreciate you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share, everybody, please. And rock with me when I rock out. But like I'm back to saying, emotional intelligence is so important in lives. In order to have a proper conversation, you need to have emotional intelligence. I refuse to know that I need to know and act like I don't. If you understand what I just said, put a 1 in the chat. If you can understand what I just said, I refuse to not to know and act like I don't know. When you should know. I know I said a little different, but it means the same fucking thing. You know, work with me, people. You see, when I come on these panels or when I talk to people, I like to take my time. You'll see me, as Stanley said earlier, Jim Savage likes to listen. Now let's take that listening. What species, what gender, what sex loves to be listened to? And if you do, you get a better response when you do. You actually get to learn and understand that person when you do. It is the female. And with so many different thoughts that are not ours as men, with so many different emotions that are not ours as men, and when the goal is to procreate, to vibe, if you want to lame it down a little bit, to bond with each other. If you're not listening to a female, there's no possible way. And if you don't want if you want the best results with the opposite sex, you would have to listen. And then you know what I believe? I believe that we all subconsciously have some sort of emotional intelligence, which we don't even pay attention to. It just happens because we are capable of conversing with the opposite sex, same sex, building a relationship, adapting, bonding, and it takes some type of emotional intelligence to do so. But when it comes down to someone that maybe is on the same level or above, you would have to tune into your emotions. You would have to understand yourself a lot more to reach the next level. And what I do refuse and what I don't like, first going to refuse, what I refuse is to not continue to grow and learn and push myself I refuse to not push myself to not learn. I need to learn people. And it can be for both. It can be for both. I'm always about positive, but to be honest with you, if you switch it, if you weren't emotionally intelligent, you would never know when the enemy is coming. You would never know when you're being bamboozled, run astray, run amok, or about to be fucked. And a lot of you are easy to fuck over. And if that was a goal of mine, it'd be easy to take all y'all money on these YouTube streets, but that's not. I get that be ratchet for no reason, because that's what y'all like. But that's not me. I'm about building with people, getting to learn you so you can learn me, so we can learn to build together. And that's the goal, actually. Why do people think why are you all on here? To do what? I'm also here to entertain. That is the name of the logo. But how far can your entertainment go if you can't understand each other, build with each other, come to an understanding, learning, and not thinking that you know everything, because I'm sick and tired of all these people doing a lot of reading, a lot of Googling, a lot of TikTok short story believing, and trying to preach this shit to other people like you know what you're talking about. And maybe you do. But when you close your mind to another person's point of view or perspective, which could build something bigger than what you think you got, then you're not ready for these streets. You're not ready to grow. You're not ready to converse. You're not ready to understand people. And you should sit your ass on a certain side of these streets. Not around here. Not around here. Because I'm about learning, building with each other, and I'm all about learning. I will be silent. Just like y'all said, or Stanley said, I like to listen. And the more I listen, the more I can understand who you really are. I'm one of the best securities out there. I've been doing this for years. And the reason why is because I pay attention. I stop to breathe instead of just jumping on a response. Try seeing a fire and just jumping on the shit without thinking that it can't burn you. Too late by then. Like, think about shit like that. Think about that shit. Do I have another video? Yes. The last video I'm going to play is probably one of the most important, because it's showing you kind of the gray area of intelligence and emotion, where it could be either something you strive from or something you could fail from. Because to be honest with you, it can happen. It can definitely happen. So let me go to share the screen and show my last video. Let's see here. I wanted to play, there we go. Make it a lot bigger. There we go. And I'm gonna share this full screen for you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. The last video. All right.
The world never plays fair. No matter how honest you are, someone will betray you. No matter how skilled you become, someone less qualified will take your spot. That's reality. But those who understand this reality, they survive. And those who survive, they rule. This is a power you can't see, but everyone feels it.
And that's one of the most important things. I'm sorry to stop it. But to understand reality is actually a quicker way to becoming it's quick to become a person that has the capability to adapt and advance with anything. Once you understand reality, you'll understand where your place is. Each time it's time for you to be placed. You'll understand your response shouldn't be the response it used to be. Your mind is not going to be the same once you learn what reality is and how reality does not change unless you change yourself. But then reality is still reality. Understand that the shit that happened, it happened. It's going to happen. And understand that you are part of the reality. You have to take full accountability of your decisions, your words, your choices. How you didn't allow your mind to grow to the point where your choices are still the same. And that's when reality really hits you harder than it should. Because you weren't able to, you didn't take the time to, put it that way, to build your self-control of your emotions and your intellect on how to converse with people due to heightened emotions. I think it's time for us to stop thinking mediocre. I think it's time for you to understand what type of being you really are and what you're capable of doing. Subconsciously, you're a fucking god. And you don't even know it. But think about being conscious and knowing what you're capable of doing. That's godly. And everybody keeps thinking that you have to look for, you're not going to see that outside source of a God until you realize the God within yourself. It takes some time. It takes some science. It takes some observation of you. And at the same time, observation of another person. Controlling emotional intelligence for you to understand two feelings of two different people at the same time, for you to make a decision to just have a different conversation for a better outcome.
This is dark intelligence. Dark intelligence is born when people get betrayed, humiliated, and defeated. Others break down, but you build strength from that pain. It's the kind of intelligence that listens, watches, stays quiet, and strikes at the perfect moment. While others argue, you gather information. While they get angry, you calculate. While they drown in emotions, you plan the future. Most people play checkers. You're about to learn how to play chess. But before we dive deep, let me be crystal clear. This knowledge is for protection, not destruction.
And like I said before this started, you would have to have a mindset for positivity. Because if not, this could be used to your advantage in a negative way. But guess what happens when you do? Stop thinking that karma ain't real. Your choices. You don't understand, like, this world is so, it's so detailed and enhanced in a way that you don't even fucking understand. Everybody keeps thinking that they are the center, thinking they are the center of the universe, but not understanding how they can be. I'm gonna let y'all take some time to think about that shit. The world is yours, and you can make it as you will. But you got to understand reality. You got to understand control. You got to understand words. You got to understand people. All this shit happens at the same damn time, in a millisecond. Your thoughts aren't that random.
Use it to defend yourself, not to hurt innocent people. The goal is to understand the game, not to become the villain. Today, you'll discover the 8 psychological traits that separate survivors from victims, leaders from followers, winners from losers. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose to be strategically intelligent, not emotionally reactive.
And do y'all understand the difference between those two? Think about that. Write that down. Wake up in the morning and read that shit again. What was just said. Change your mind. Change how normal you think. Because you can. Keep throwing that knowledge in your face, and your body will work for you. Your mind will work for you. And yes, you're absolutely right, Nadish. Most people are mediocre because that's where they want to stay. And to be honest with you, most don't know how to be more than that. Even with nothing, you could be above being mediocre. Just with an understanding of your mind and reality and how life really works. A lot of people argue with me because they think I go down a rabbit hole when I don't even really go down a rabbit hole. See, this is ebonic. So what I do is I'll throw a shoe in the rabbit hole and see if you know where that shoe gonna end up, or if you remember what it looked like. You got to go down the rabbit hole. You have to come to an understanding. You got to have that. You got to see that domino effect. Where did this start? You don't even realize. You don't even know why. You don't even question why you even here. But you want to argue with motherfuckers about some shit that you read in the book. You don't even open your mind to possibilities that are showing their face and right in front of you that is possible. Because you're so you're so warped in your mind to be taught just one thing that you're stuck. And that's why, like Nida said, most humans are mediocre. That shit sounds like a fucked up milkshake.
Now let's unlock the secrets that powerful people don't want you to know. Number 1, calculated opacity. You're never completely clear about your intentions. You show only what's necessary. When people know half the story, they fill in the blanks with their imagination. And that imagination, it controls them. Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are."
Now y'all take some time to think about right there. Because you don't even realize what people look at you. The way you see yourself ain't even close to the way another person sees you. Man, the thoughts I used to have back in the day, where I thought that my thoughts were other people's. Like, I thought they looked at me the way I looked at myself. Until it took the time to converse and understand how to speak to a person, to even understand what people see in me. And to see what they saw. Because even with the compliments, oh, I see you. I didn't see me as that. Which, think about what that builds. Think about how that builds within you right there. how most of the people that see you in a light that's higher than you see yourself. So people can see your potential. People can see that you can be much more, but you can never reach that point until you see yourself like that. Emotional intelligence.
Think about the most intriguing people you know. They never tell you everything. They leave gaps in their stories. They answer questions with questions. They smile when you expect them to explain. This isn't about lying. This is about strategic communication. Here's what happens in most conversations. Someone asks you a question, and you feel obligated to give them a complete answer. You explain your motivations, your fears, your plans. You think you're being honest and building trust, but you're actually giving away your power. Smart people understand that mystery creates influence.
Mystery also creates a better understanding of another person. If you were emotionally intelligent, you would understand a conversation in itself. Like you would see or hear through body language, through tone, through words, that you might be getting set up. Or someone might not be that smart enough to talk to you, but they have the potential to understand. But you probably don't have the intelligence to even understand that, for you to even have the conversation with that person, which could be a network of building to a point where this is the path you should be taking. People don't even take the right paths because they miss the opportunity to understand. Especially when it gets emotional. And even if it does get emotional, and you're an emotional person, and you're holding on to some type of past emotion, which is not understood yet, you could potentially miss out on the opportunity to grow on the path that you should be growing on. You might make it to the same goal, but on a path that's so hard that you might not think you can make it. Which, if you're not strong enough, you might give up. Now imagine critiquing your mind, bettering your mental capacity of understanding feelings, other people's feelings, yours, emotions, to tap into other people's minds while you're having a conversation, which is easy to do as a human, because if we were all on the same page, we wouldn't even have to talk. We would be on the next level of telepathy, maybe. That's why we got deja vu. That's why we got pimps. And I know y'all probably dream pimps. Think about how they're able to control the mind of a person to make them do the most egregious things to themselves. Imagine. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me.
When you don't reveal everything, people become curious. Curiosity leads to interest. Interest leads to respect, and respect leads to influence. Let's say someone asks about your weekend plans. Most people say, "Oh, I'm just staying home, maybe watching some movies." That's complete transparency, but it's also completely forgettable. Instead, you could say, "I have something important to take care of." Then change the subject. Notice the difference? The first answer makes you predictable. The second answer makes you interesting. This doesn't mean being rude or secretive about everything. It means being selective about what you share and when you share it.
How many of y'all shared some information, trusting without observation? Shared information that was used against you later on because someone was very emotional and you didn't understand you shouldn't trust that person in the first place, or tested the waters to see if that person was even trustworthy for that type of information. Who tests people in relationships? Who tests regular situations just to see if those are the people you need to be? Time. Since we made time important, time is of the essence. So how, like, you're wasting your time with people. And think about that. How much time have I wasted with people that if I made a different choice, I would have had more time to do things that I needed to do and not be in the situation that you're in because you made the choices you made thinking that it was okay to trust a certain person because you didn't take the time to understand who you are and what people really are. You didn't reality check yourself. You didn't want to enhance your mind. You saw yourself in the lowest light or a lower light, thinking that you knew. Humans. The reality is, most of y'all can't control your emotions. And I guarantee more of you that can't control your emotions probably want some positive shit. But since you can't control your emotions, you put a lot of people down. And a lot of people suffered because they trusted you. And you're not emotionally intelligent enough to hold yourself accountable, to have a conversation, to even want better for anybody. How do you walk around saying you want better for people and you're not willing to take that breath? For all of us to live a better day. I said live because any word could trigger you to do something that could get rid of somebody. And we see it all the time. So if this is normal and consistent, you would have to think most of you motherfuckers don't have no intelligence at all. I don't care about your PhDs, because I've seen people with the PhDs don't even know how to talk to a motherfucker. Get triggered off the smallest words. Think they know what they talking about. Some with masters and all that. When a bum that ain't got nothing got more knowledge and more emotional intelligence than you ever had, and you went to school and worked your ass off, and he just lived life. Y'all don't even think about shit like that. You're not even willing to Kendrick Lamar yourself. Be quiet. Stay humble. But that's just something that needs to change. And I am at the end of my soliloquies, and I'm about to open up the panel. Because you know what? It's been a lot of love in the chat. And I want y'all to come up and talk about it. So I'm going to prepare for the chat while this plays.
Bang, bang, bang. We in the chat. We in the chat. We in the chat. Oh, that's it. Call and response. We in the say yeah, baby. Say it like you mean it. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah.
Yes, we in the chat. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We here. We here. And the panel is open. The link is in the chat. So you want to come up and chop it up with me? Practice. Because I could bring Stanley up. I can bring Stanley up, and he will test your emotional. Stanley will test your emotional intelligence ASAP. First guest we got coming up here in the building. What's good with you, my brother?
What up, Savage?
What's good, bro? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. It's 12:30 on the East Coast, brother, and I'm still up. I'm supposedly I'll work tomorrow, but I ain't got really nothing to do.
Hey, me neither, brother. And I'm on East Coast as well. 12:31. Yeah. So what do you think about the show? So I see you in there for a little bit. What do you think about the show?
I think it's a great conversation piece and very educational that you speak about emotional intelligence with men and women. I mean, your emotional IQ is just what is it? Is it called? It's EQ. It's called EQ. My bad. My bad. Your EQ is just more. It's just as important as your IQ is when it comes to your social status, right?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If you know how to control yourself, if you know how to conduct yourself, if you know how to perform within social norms and social habits and all that good jazz,
Right.
it's more likely you will go further with people. I'll say that, right? So
Yes,
it makes, yeah.
definitely. In all my life, like for me, I'm gonna be very honest. I get this anxiety type when it comes to talking to a lot of people, but I perform very well when it comes down to do it. And it does not seem like I'm not it doesn't seem like I'm like nervous or anxious or like standoffish. I adapt in advance because I'm reading the room. And if I was to someone wants, because some people see me a different way, so they want to have a conversation with me. But if I make it look like if I make it difficult and strange or weird for them to talk to me, it probably will create an outcome that I would probably not be able to deal with or not want to deal with, to be honest with you. And what I've discovered was when I do that, I build better network with people. People see the strength because some people, a lot of people who are have a heightened emotional intelligence see that I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh my God, so many people talk. And I continue to do so. They're like, you are very well spoken and you also adapt to all types of people. I can talk to, even if I don't know the knowledge that they know, I could talk to the most intelligent people. I could talk to rich people, poor people. I could talk to people who are not even on a level that I'm at, or I'm not even on the level that they are at. I'm able to adapt to the conversation and get the knowledge or give them knowledge or just have the conversation, chop it up. I love it. It's great. And I wish more people could practice that, to be honest with you.
I mean, if we're sharing up here, right? Ain't nobody. How many people watch?
We got 7 right now.
Man, depending on who that 7 is, though, right? Some people be like, super nosy, listening and shit, and throw it up later, right? You know how folks is, man.
That's all
They
right.
funny like that. They funny like that.
Let them do it.
But when the pandemic hit, I was shell shocked. I worked from home, so I didn't get hit on the job. None of that stuff happened to me. I still had my girlfriend for the most part. But something about the isolationism involved with the pandemic really messed with my head. I mean, it really did. I mean, I lost the girl I was dating at the time. I was better off dumping her ass anyway. But still, you know what I'm saying? I was just not talking to her for, I mean, we talked about 2 or 3 months at a time. She was calling, I just wasn't picking up. I went and got a psych, you know what I'm saying, a therapist, right? Talked to a therapist for about 6 months in that time. Got my head back on track, but I still had the remnants from it, right? The residue from it.
Right.
So that lasted me almost up to this year, believe it or not, Savage. You know what I'm saying? This is the first, I think, these are the first few months that I felt like I'm really coming out of my shell and getting back to me again, getting back to normal, right? Pre-pandemic, I was going out every weekend, chilling, drinking with my boys. Let's say I had a couple girls I was dealing with, all that good shit, right?
Right.
When that hit, it just something in my head just shut down. So it's like I get this horrible social anxiety sometimes, still to this day, right? This insane social anxiety where you hear things in your head like, say, oh my gosh, this, that, and the other, this is gonna pop. And I have to tell myself this is internal and that's external. Nothing bad happening to you on the outside. It's just your head on the inside that's telling you these things for whatever odd reason. Right?
Yeah, you know, I understood about that though, because I dig it because I kind of went through the same thing. What I understood about that is that's where the change is happening. The understanding in yourself is happening. You're thinking that you are like the social anxiety because you lost that option of doing the same thing, and not like a lot of people who go out, they party all the time because they have that option, but nobody sits there and takes the option to just sit at home and not like just be when they have that option just to sit home and make a different decision and just be by yourself. They don't test their mind to the point where like I'm not doing nothing for a whole week. I'm just going to sit here and be with myself for a week and understand myself. Force yourself to understand yourself. But there's so many options to do the opposite for you not to sit there and understand yourself that I can understand when things change that dramatically that it becomes that I'm socially awkward or I like it's hard to be around people because I went through that. But you know what I did? Understood that part as well. And I seen that actually we needed that. It was bad. And I feel sorry for the people we lost when that pandemic happened. But I think we needed that kind of restart to see where people really are and understand how we really were not communicating with people. Like, because when you're in a relationship, and before the pandemic happened, we were in a relationship, people were going to work, and you were able to talk to that person for a couple hours, go about your business. Talk to that person, go about your business. But now, when that happened, you were forced to have more time with that person to understand that person. And a lot of people broke up. A lot of people separated from their friends, their wives, their girlfriends, because now they got to really know the real them. And it was being hidden the whole time because nobody really took the time to have that conversation or emotional control to see what was really what with that other person because there was so much time to be away from each other. But I dig it. I dig it. You still there?
Yeah. I'd say this about it, Savage. I think a lot of people were overthinking it. Instead of enjoying that time with their partner and their friend, I think they were just too. There are so many people out here nowadays who don't know the flow of a relationship when you're with a woman, right? There's some days you don't say nothing but a couple things and you just keep it moving, even though y'all in the same house all day. You just ain't got much to talk about. You don't have to talk, right? Some days you can sit in your room and watch football. You know what I'm saying? She want to come watch with you. That's cool. She don't. Well, the TV up front. Or I'll go up front and watch TV. You know what I'm saying? Or I want to go out tonight. You know what I'm saying? For a couple hours, step out, have a drink with a couple of my homeboys, go shoot some pool, stuff like that. I think a lot of people just didn't know how to live with somebody like face to face like that on a daily basis, where they, you know what I'm saying, where you have to cope with that person, right?
Right.
And it ended up being a lot of breakups behind it because people didn't know how to really deal with each other, right? Especially on that intimate basis of saying it's just me and you right now. You know what I'm saying? We can go to the store, we can go to the park, we gotta wear a mask, we gotta do this and that, you know what I'm saying? But we can't go out. Everything's closed, right? And it caused havoc in a lot of people's relationships. It caused havoc in mine, to be honest with you. I was so you got a point. I was so used to going out all the time and just you deal with your girlfriend in the morning. You know, what I'm saying, you deal with her at night. When you get back home from the club, she's in bed. But you ain't dealing with her all day, every day, like consistently, constantly, right? And when you are, you tend to start noticing flaws and overthinking things.
Facts.
Instead of just saying, okay, this, you know what I'm saying, shit, you know what I'm saying, this is mine, you know what I'm saying, I don't care how many dents it got in it, it's still mine, you know what I'm saying? That's my thing. Instead, you start noticing the flaws, right? Like, oh, she got a couple wrinkles, she got a little cottage cheese up on them thighs, though, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen that before because it's always been there. I guess you just never noticed it until you actually had to see it all day, every day, or you know what, she's kind of, you know what I'm saying, she's a little, you know what I'm saying, mean or nasty, right?
Right.
She's always been mean and nasty. You know what I'm saying? You just never noticed it because you ain't been in a space long enough to kind of understand her. that caused havoc too. I say this, Savage, in this situation. I lost about a third of my sociability during the pandemic. I really did.
Mm.
Because we were all online, we were all doing the same thing. And I'm more of an extrovert, so I get out a lot, right?
Yeah.
I like to do stuff outside the house. I really do enjoy doing, like going to the park. I like playing football. I like going shoot pool. I like having drinks. You know what I'm saying? I like going watch the game. I like going watch stuff. I like doing all that stuff outside the house, right?
Right.
But during the pandemic, I lost that for a while to the point. I mean, and then let's be honest, this online thing can be addictive if you're not careful. For a couple of years, I was on here like every day. Now I work from home, of course. I'm still on here every day. You can find me if you look,
Right.
but not like that though, right? Where I was just glued to social media. I mean, all day, every day. So all that comes into accountability, right? I guess say it's kind of like getting the rust off. You know what I'm saying?
True.
It
True.
takes a
True.
while, right?
Right. And I think it's all about expanding yourself, expanding with like, yeah, you could be, if you know, like me, my whole thing is if you got the knowledge and you know these things, why are you limiting yourself from what you're capable of doing? Like, just like I said, like I was just saying, you're used to going out. If you have that option of going out, would you ever make that option of staying in the same amount of time that you went out? Push yourself on that before it even happens where you can't go out. Are you capable of putting your mind in that mindset of that I can just do the same thing at home and find things that are creative to keep my mind busy where I don't want to go out or drink? Have that control. You know what I'm saying? Be able to have the control in any type of situation, but put yourself in a situation to know that you have that control instead of waiting for it to just happen. You know what I mean? Because you know you have the knowledge that you're capable of doing it. But people, I see a lot of people, they just like, you know what? I have the option, so I'm gonna do it. Or like even like fasting. Nobody does that. When they know that that's what you should be doing for diets, to healing your body and all that stuff, they're like, you know what? I have the option to eat. And so I haven't been pushed to the point where I need to fast. So let me just keep doing this. Doing the same normal shit that I used to doing. You know what I mean?
What I learned from my therapist was this, man. There's a healthy version of isolationism where you're alone and you're focused on bettering yourself, maybe studying, maybe working out, maybe this and that, where you just need to be alone to achieve something or goal, right? And there's an unhealthy isolationism when you're constantly by yourself all the time. That's unhealthy for your mind, right? Socially.
But you still have opportunity. You still have your control where you can not let it get that way.
You do. You have some level of control over that. You can't control people, of course. Let's just mention that. So just because you're ready to go out don't mean anybody else is. You know, right? But you can still go out by yourself, you know what I'm saying, and just kind of chill at the spots you go to. But for me, I guess I kind of needed that village, that kind of pack mentality, right? At the time, you know what I'm saying? Especially going out doing stuff because it just kept me constantly busy. I wasn't thinking about much besides doing whatever I need to do with working, you know what I'm saying, doing a little bit of studying after work, maybe an hour or two of studying, working out, and then from there just going out doing this, that, and the other. What happened to me during the pandemic that, you know what I'm saying, especially when I went to the kind of this mode of detachment, right? I forgot what the therapist called it, but I went through it, where you just detach from everyone, your family, your friends, and everyone. It's just like you just alone because it's just that in your head you just want to be alone, right? As she stated, right? She said you did it for a little bit too long. Like you said, a week or two of that is kind of healthy to clear your head, right? To give yourself a reset. Said, but if you're doing it for months on end, it becomes more of a
depression.
It does something to your head. I forgot what she said. Depression is a part of that. But I forgot what she called it.
Being stagnated and just, and to be honest with you, like I think that we all participated in that because I know I have. But when I can't speak for anybody else, all I can do is want them to do more. But when you see yourself in that way and you have the knowledge knowing that I need to get out of here, you need to find something that pulls you out. You know what I mean? Like what I tell people is that like we made it this far. What are all the positive things that you have done that you have overcome that you thought you wasn't going to overcome? What are you doing with those thoughts? And if you're just suppressing and putting them to the side, that's something you can be using to get yourself out of that depression. Like I made it there already. Like I did this already. I'm always capable of like this would have happened. You know what I mean? Remember when I did this and I made it this way and how happy I was? Those are the things that some people are not even thinking about. They'll just sit there and, well, this has happened. I don't know how I'm gonna do. And if you're sitting there saying I don't know how and you've done it already, that's pretty much that hamster on that wheel, and that's that depression where you could probably end up stagnated in a position where you can't do anything. And that's where I was talking about with the emotional control too, like the emotional intelligence. You're at your best self when you test yourself and then overcome that test. You know what I mean? Or even take situation that you're in that you thought you didn't have control of. Sit back, and that's the time you're taking for yourself to think. Sit back and think about it, take that breath, and then understand how to react to it or respond to it. Like you are capable of doing anything you want, to be honest with you. It's just a lot of people think they're not when they have the knowledge right in front of their face. Everybody's always looking for a better conversation or be understood, but they're not trying to see a way to do that. There's all types of ways to talk to people or understand people to get your point across or to understand them for a better outcome. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of people don't think they have the patience. A lot of people don't even take the time to do so. They think they know everything. Nobody wants to humble. I don't know. I work every day on my mental. Just for like, and to be honest with you, I could do this by myself in a small corner. But what's the point? You know what I mean? When I could just work with other people and get them to understand their own way and how to use their minds, and that we can't just sit here as humans and think that we're just supposed to just live life so fucked up normal. You know what I mean? Let depression take us down. Let stress take us down when we have every bit of opportunity to change the outcome of our lives. You know what I mean? We complain about the shit. We complain about the shit that we set up for ourselves. Makes no sense to me.
In my head, like for me, I forget stuff that I've done. I do it all the time. You know, right? If I achieve something, I just move on to the next thing. I don't even think back and look at it. I just say, okay, this is done, this is over with, and I'm on to the next thing. If you ask me a couple hours later about that exact same thing, I might not be able to give you many details on it because my mind's already moved on to whatever else I need to do. You know what I'm saying? And if you ask me a couple days later, I probably completely forgot. Like a couple days ago, right? I went out running. Do you know I forgot I ran that morning? I ended up running again because it's so routine for me, right? That I didn't even think about it. It's just instinct at that point.
Right.
So for me, it's like if somebody mentioned that to me a while back too, said, hey, why don't you make a list of all the stuff that you have done versus what you haven't done, right? Because you've done a lot more than you haven't. You know what I'm saying? You're a lot more, you're a lot more productive than you give yourself credit for, right? When it comes to kind of doing stuff.
Right.
And I refuse to do it. I just think at the end of the day that'll hold me up. I don't want to get to dwelling on stuff I've already achieved. I like to kind of achieve what I haven't. For me, I don't know why, but if I dwell on something that I've achieved, it kind of changes my focus, right? If I just look at the thing that needs to be done, I just do it.
Right, but it's also good. Like this, just like how do you feel about affirmations?
Great, actually. Affirmations are pretty awesome. Yeah.
Your affirmations are your achievements as well. You can use your achievements for affirmations too. So I'm not like you said, dwell on it. No, you just use it as a reminder. Use it at a time when you are down and you feel like you haven't. That's when they should come up. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you know what? I've achieved, and that's the motivation to make you start to help you start thinking more of what you're capable of doing. You had a goal, you completed it. You had another goal, you completed it. You know what? Now you got a goal that you haven't done yet. I know I can complete that. That's a confidence. You build that, you keep going. That shit, your body work for you when you do things like that. Like subconscious, like you said, you have something, you have a goal, and you just do it, and then you go on to the next. So you're already ready to to motivate yourself to do better all the time. You just got to you have to remind yourself who you are, because a lot of things will happen. You forget who you are because it's a routine. You keep going. You have to remind your body that I'm still here. I'm still capable. That's like looking at the man in the mirror. Like, motherfucker, I'm that dude. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people a lot of people say some words around you. People don't understand like words and spells as well. And if you don't remind yourself of who you are, all you're doing is listen to the words around you, which can build that thought that you aren't good enough. You know what I mean? That you have to like perform for other people instead of yourself. You can't do for nobody until you're selfish. You have to be selfish to do for people. And a lot of people use that selfish word as it's a bad word now. They even tell you when you're on a plane, save yourself before you save somebody else, because how are you going to save somebody else if you don't save yourself? Makes no sense. So like we always want to praise something higher than ourselves. And that's what like keeps us, I think that's like a spell as well to keep us from developing our most powerful natural form. Is like to keep upping ourselves, to keep praising ourselves, to keep reminding ourselves what we're capable of doing. A lot of people keep looking for somebody else to do it. And then when they don't do it, it brings you down even further because that's what you thought you were supposed to do instead of praising yourself. Yeah, that's my.
I can agree with some of that. But everybody kind of does it different though from that perspective. Savage, like for me, even when I had, saying the white gold and platinum rings, I always saw myself as nothing, right? As average.
Mhm.
I said, beneath all this crap I got on right now as a human being, am I really better than anyone else out here? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just average. Right? I just happen to have some luxury items. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
just happen to have a couple cars. I just have, at the end of the day, but I've always viewed me at my core as just an average dude, right? No more, no less. You know what I'm saying? Just a man, what's another man amongst men walking this earth. You know what I'm saying? Looking to achieve the same goals most men are looking to have, right?
Right.
It's a competition for those, for those resources I have amongst all men. And that's the
Right.
way I've always viewed it, right? I never viewed a man as better than me, but I never view myself as better than any man either. You know what I'm saying? A man is a man, right? That's all due respect. Yeah.
I understand that. I understand that. But what I also understand is what I've learned to know is that you can't really I don't think you can compete on or want to compete on a higher level if you don't see yourself better than people. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to know that there are people out there that you have morals where we should give, we should help out, but you should always know who you are and know that you're not on the same level as certain people. It's not saying that that you shouldn't treat them a certain way. It's just to know that I am better. I am. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah.
that was Savage. We sort of disagree a little bit. I would never, if you were put it this way, I know I'm doing a lot better than a lot of men, right,
Mhm.
in life. But I don't view those men as less than me, not one bit. I just view myself as fortunate, right? Because I don't think I'm any better than anybody else. I think I just had a few more breaks, got a couple other things going for myself, was able to achieve a few more goals, and this is where I'm at, you know what I'm saying, versus where they're at. But I never view myself as better than them on the least bit.
If that's what works for you, but the thing about it is, if you are in your form and positive and doing your thing, the other person is going to know that you're better than them anyway. They're going to feel that the way your chest is out, head up, and the way you walking in your form, they're going to see that shit regardless. So, are you willing to make that person feel better by tucking your chest in and holding your head down, just so they can feel some type of way?
The way I see it is, you know, I never, like I said, I try not to be too haughty, right? Personally, you know what I'm saying? If a guy thought I was better than him, it was based off something I did, you know, right? That he saw. Like, wow, he just built something, right? You know what I'm saying? He went out back, you know what I'm saying? He said he was gonna get his car fixed. He got his car fixed that day. You know what I'm saying? He said he was gonna do this and that. He said he was moving. He was out that next week, the next place. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Or at the job, right? He got a promotion. He got a raise. You know what I'm saying? He tends to know a little bit more than average people do, right? And a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Than mostly engineers do. Now, if they see that on their own, that's on them. But I'll tell them the same thing I tell you. You know what I'm saying? Repetition, study, right? To the point where it becomes instinct for you. You know what I'm saying? Routine is very important. Man, what is your routine like? You know what I'm saying? Do you wake up in the morning? Do you pray? Do you study? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you run? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, do you fast? Because at the end of the day, your weight makes all the difference in how your head feels.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So all those things come into accountability, but they're all things that any man can do. I haven't done anything that any man, you know what I'm saying, couldn't do on his own if he just was able, if he was just looking to kind of do these things.
Right. I know we're all capable, but some people just don't. So if you're say you're a roommate with that person, and he sees you stride, getting better, or doing things that are progressive, and he's capable, but he's not doing it. Do you still think y'all on the same level?
Everybody's good at something, and some people just not good at those things. You know what I'm saying? So, like for instance, I'm good at studying, right? I'm good at listening. I'm good at regurgitating data. I'm really good at regurgitating data, right? Because that's what I've done for 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've learned stuff through books, reading online, all types of jazz to get to the position I'm at. So for me, data is kind of essential. You know what I'm saying? But for somebody else who hasn't done that, you know what I'm saying, it can be very difficult because it is very, 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 very boring.
Yeah.
It's very boring. Routines are extremely boring if you sit down and think about it. It's like, okay, you're gonna wake up in the morning, you're gonna go pray, you're gonna do your calisthenics, you know what I'm saying? Different there, you're gonna read a little bit, you're gonna deal with a couple of customers, you go to the gym, you're gonna run, you're gonna take a hot shower, and then when you get home that night, you're gonna make a decision. And you likely, you know what I'm saying, you're either gonna go out or you're gonna go to sleep. Or you know, so you're gonna try to get somebody, you're gonna try to get one of these bras come through, right? You're gonna put your little game up on it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got to say, whatever she doing. Hopefully she low enough to acquiesce to what you asking her to do. You know what I'm saying? And let that be that, right? And then the next day you just run that routine again. You know what I'm saying? Just from a different perspective, right? Maybe you don't call the girl that night. Maybe you sit at home, you know what I'm saying? After you take your shower, you read a little more. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I got a couple extra hours, so let me read this real quick, right? It's very, 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 very like monotonous per se, right? Because it's day after day after day to the point where I'll tell you, this is maybe this is a big reason too. But this was the first year I was completely single for the whole year. I only did a dating. I fucked with a couple girls. You know, say I fucked with about 8, 9 chicks. But usually, you know, say I got that steady girlfriend, little side thing, little side boo. But this was this first year I just was out and about, just kind of dating, doing my thing. You know, right? And the days when I was running my routines, they just flew by to the point where I lost months. You know, say I got lost in the sauce for months because my routines would just be so daily, so instinctual. I wouldn't even think about it. I just get up and run through them again, 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 to the point where it went literally from February all the way to July. Before before I actually caught up with me that, hey, yeah, you got really great improvements, but man, you've been running this routine like super hard. You know, right? You got to take a break. And even then, I didn't want to take a break from it. I didn't. I didn't want to stop going to the gym.
It's hard to take a break from a routine. But here's the thing. If you really look at it, you doing that routine, what were the positive outcomes of you staying to a routine? Because I know that structure is very important in people's lives. And then when you had all that structure, and then all of a sudden you got a little bit of freedom, can you weigh the pros and cons of your structured life between your non-structured life? What happened? Was it the same results? Put it that way.
No, it wasn't. It was a lot of panic, a lot of anxiety, you know, right? A lot of stress, just outright stress, because even though I said I was going to I do this to myself. I said I will take a day or two off from work. I'm going to, you know what I mean? Do you know how many vacation days I had this year that I had to spend at the last minute?
Probably a lot.
14. 14 days. 2 weeks of vacation. Unused just because, yeah, I got so caught in my routines. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I get away from that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I go chase some women, do some dog shit, you know what I'm saying? Have a little fun.
Right.
But even then, once that's done, you know what I'm saying, in my head, I'm sitting down thinking to myself, geez, I didn't get this done today. I didn't get that done today. Oh, yeah, I did say I was taking the day off, but I said I was going to gym. But I said I was taking that off. You should have went to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no excuses. It's like I don't give myself a break, if that makes any sense.
True, yeah.
It's like, yeah.
But you can, though.
Oh, at any given time. At any given time. If I want to call in today, I can call in today. If I don't want to go to the gym, I have the option of not going to the gym. Basically, if I want to take a day off from the world, or 2 or 3 days, if I want to take a month off from the world, I probably could survive.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is like this. All right. So I don't know if you heard at the beginning, there's going to be a 5-episode from the series of emotional intelligence. And I just went over just the beginning part of the introduction. And what you're saying, it's a part of the emotional intelligence as well, where we do have a structured life, but are you capable of mixing your vacation, your relaxed time, pushing it in, and time managing that into your routine as well? Are you strong enough to allow yourself to have 14 days of a vacation and enjoy it, right? And then go back to work. And be so controlled that you're able to jump out of body, jump in the body, jump out of body, jump in the body, and you can still live the same exciting life doing all that at the same time. And that's the thing that I talk about and try to work for, because I that's why I asked you, what's the difference between you having the unstructured and you having the structure? You said you panic and this and that. I understand that. But are you able to jump back that quick to understand that it's a pain because you're not used to that, but this is what you deserve because you worked your ass off for it? Are you stay structured enough for you to have your 14 days of relaxation? Because all of us need to relax at some time. And how am I going to enjoy this relaxation due to me being so structured that I can enjoy it the way I really want to? Because when you're structured, you're saving money like crazy. And now you can spend it on having a great time. You work hard to play hard. And that's why they have that saying. You know what I mean? And it's like, do you have the emotional intelligence to keep controlling your decisions in any situation? You know what I mean? Like if somebody can say a couple words that you know is triggering, you take that breath. That's not even triggering because I'm not even that person. You know what I mean? So now, like, I'm above it already because they're looking for a response. And they're not going to get the one that they want. And now you have all control of the whole situation. You're like, whew, now I see you before you see me. Or I know this situation before it controls what it used to control. You know what I mean? That's the enhancement. That's what I'm trying to get people to enhance, and want to enhance their mind, knowing that they're capable of doing any possible thing, but not worrying about it at the same time. Trying to take the worry out because I'm capable, knowing the confidence in yourself, realizing the God within yourself that you're capable. You know what I'm saying? And because I know that stress kills, and the less stress is the more knowing. The more you know, the less stress you are. The more knowing what you're capable of, actually, the less stress you can change in your life. Natural resource, that type of shit for me. What say you?
No, I don't. To me, after sitting around for 2 or 3 days, I've done everything I want to do. I don't have a lot on my list like that. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm traveling or something. And even then, I get bored on vacation, Savage. I get bored on vacation. I'll be like, damn, let me break my laptop out, see what the hell's going on at work, right? I'm tired of this beach. This shit get on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? I want to get back to work. And it's
I dig it. But guess what? You can develop something else. Like, we limit ourselves so much, man. Like, I thought, all right, so I used to draw. I used to draw constantly every day, like 6 pictures a day, right? And they were nice. And my mind would go so crazy that I could just draw anything just for the images in my head. I got to the point where I was working so much, doing so much, I lost my imagination. I lost even how to draw. Even remember the tree with the clouds and the sun. Couldn't even draw that anymore because my imagination was just, I need to work. And then it kind of put me in a depressive state because I knew that this is what excites me. This is what I started from. This is who I really am. And then I was forced to have the time, to be honest with you, to start drawing again. And that opened up my mind to like, why am I just focusing on working all the time and doing the things that other people tell me to do all the time when I could make time for this, I can make time for that. You know what? I'll work my ass off to have the vacation to do that. I'll be structured to have me 14 days. And you know what? Since I know how to have structure, I'll structure those 14 days to be the best 14 days ever. I'll take 2 days to sleep all fucking day to be up to do some things that I wanted to do, some things that I need to do, some things that I haven't done. I mean, roll the book and just pick something. I'm about to do it. Be a yes man that whole 14 days of shit that you ain't never do before. And make the whole 14 days worth it. And you can go back to work like, you know what? I want to work even harder because I can think about the wonderful things I did for them 14 days. And I'll be excited about being at work because I made sure those days were so exciting. It's ridiculous. And I'm going to do it again. There's the motivation just to be alive and want to do more. And your body will end up saying that, you know, I'm going to do a better workout. And this time I'm going to work out, run, and draw at the same. You know what I mean? It's just that dopamine for positivity could work in so many different ways. Like it can heal you mentally and physically just to be on that path of that.
You know, my friend stays on my ass about that too. My homeboy, he's like, bruh, he's like, you like a machine. Said, yeah, you got a couple people, but he's like, you constantly glued to your laptop. You constantly doing this. We go to the bar. I'm constantly on my phone, checking my emails, my messages, you know, stuff like that. He's like, man, you got to, you know what I'm saying, take a break from that shit at one point. He said, man, you too into that, you know what I'm saying, that one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so we talked about it, right? I said it's just my natural instinct to do so. My daddy's that way. He loves to work too. He loves going to work. He does. He gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning, ain't gotta be there till 6, an hour early just to pour his coffee and to see who's late. My daddy literally said from the time clock and see who's late. He literally said that till 6 o'clock on the dot to see who's late. You know what I'm saying? That's how he is.
Wow. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, man. But what it is though, what I see is that when we think we're forced to do something, we find a way to make it
mandatory.
Mandatory, yeah. Like, man, I don't know, like go early. Just, you know what I mean? I don't know, just like different things, decisions to make, just to make your life easier or more exciting, or, you know, just to more understanding of who you really are. You know what I mean? Because we sit there, we always think that we're supposed to have to. Those words, I learned early that I need to, like, I know that they're used, but I can't let them use me. You know what I mean? You should be, you have to, you're supposed to. I don't have to do a motherfucking thing but what I feel like doing. I know there's consequences, but guess what? Guess what? There's consequences to everything. And then I'm going to take the best route for the least a bit of consequence so I can live my life free enough to be happy that I'm alive. You know what I mean? I know what misery feels like. I know what depression feels like. I know what just the feeling in the clouded mind to think that you're not capable or you can't make that decision because somebody else might make you might think that somebody else may look at you a certain way. I could care fucking less. You know what I'm saying? And once you stop caring about other people and not really stop caring about people, stop caring about what they think about you and building anything you want, your whole mind, everything starts to change. Everything starts to change. And trust me, I know a lot of it because I'm doing it. Like I get things, to be honest with you, I'm one of the richest, brokest motherfuckers in the world.
Yeah.
I'm one of the rich, mentally, I'm rich as shit. And when I walk around that way, I get opportunities thrown at me. I get things given to me that I've never even expected. And it's all because of my positive aura and knowing that I'm just me. I'm him. And when people think that I'm not, and I don't need to be him to people, I'm him to me. And then the proof of me being as positive I am, the proof is what I get, the things that the people that surround me, the people that want to be around me, the positive things I get, even seeing the negative too. It's right out front. So I get to pick and choose a better than fork down the road because it all presents itself to me because of the way I roll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful world to live. Somebody gave me a boat, bro. a 30-foot sailboat.
Really?
Bro.
They gave you a boat?
I had the best summer of my life this last summer.
Wow. I mean, I might be able to rent a boat, but them run about, especially talking about 30-foot boats, those run about $2,500 a day. Easy out by the river. You know what I'm saying? By Chattahoochee. You can get a boat, yeah, but it's gonna run you about 35, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 50, depending on which one you get. Sometimes $7,500 a day. But that's for the rich niggas though. You know what I'm saying? You like them yacht parties, right?
We were
But
close to the yacht parties. I was right there in the middle of the whole heart of a beautiful summer. Like I was rich, and I had a job. I paid for the slip. I lived on the boat. Had a great time. I threw parties on the deck. I'm a regular dude, but it looked like I was
balling, nigga.
And it wasn't, and I didn't care about that, like the look of balling. I don't give a fuck about that. I just knew that I could make a decision and have the best time of my life every single day. Every single day. You know, because I'm like losing a lot. You don't want to keep losing, but you know you're gonna lose it regardless. So live. Live. You never know what can happen in a minute. And I've seen too much of that. So I live. Trust me, I know people like to work hard, but know how to play hard as well.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's really been some years since I cut out and just really cut up and let loose, though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Especially nowadays. I'm 46, man.
You got to do it, bro. You got to do it.
Oof. Yeah. I definitely, you know what I'm saying, got to, you know what I'm saying, act up one more time. At least go act up
But
one more time, right? One more summer. Yeah.
act up, but it all goes down to that control. You have a great time, but think about it. Go to ins and outs. Think about the consequences. Think about if you make this decision, what could happen, and then you'll come up to the best decision to make the best time. You can still do some crazy shit. Just know the outcome.
But see, that's a difference though between me and you, Savage.
Yeah.
Me personally, I will overthink it if I'm allowed to think too much about something, right? Especially about consequences.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because to me, my mind always goes to that one place of what happens if it all falls down, right? So what I'll do is smoke a blunt to kill all those super conscious like thoughts, and I'll get a better decision from it, right? People ask me why you smoke a blunt before you go out. You smoke a blunt when you in the car before you hit the club. You smoke another blunt because I want my brain. You know what I'm saying, to kill them brain cells before walking up in here, right? I have a better time that way. Yeah.
No, I dig it. I get it. I definitely get it. But that's what I'm saying. You know that this what helps you, so you do that to get a better time. So you're on the right path. You're doing something for you for it not to be what you know it can be. So you're intelligent enough. Hey, let me smoke this to relax my mind, so I can have a good time. And that's just a small part of emotional intelligence. Look
Yeah,
at that.
so I can enjoy this evening without, saying everything, saying, okay, saying, yeah, you got extra money here, but remember, you want those Nike boots too. Those cost $750. If you go into the club tonight, you're gonna spend $120 on drinks. You're gonna be short. And that's when I smoke that blunt. I roll it tight and I hit that shit hard. But I want that brain to die down, to cool out, and let's just have a good time, right? Let's not even worry about that till the morning. Because as we all know, you never know what happens the next day anyway.
Right.
They
Right.
might be half price the next morning. You wake up, I've really been in that situation before where I couldn't sleep the night before, and the next day they was half price anyway. So I ended up getting them. You know,
Right.
right?
It's to have money to party.
Yeah.
Hey, patience always is a virtue as well. Patience.
Yeah, and there's nothing worse than knowing when you got an opportunity, but especially a bad bitch, and your ass feel financially restricted, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to spend too much because you got a lot of stuff going on, and you blow that opportunity, nigga. You put it right down the shitter.
I've done it.
That right there, boy, will really get under your ass, nigga.
And you don't even need money. You don't even need money to get it. You're just like, you know what? Just be yourself, and she's yours. Like, bro, you don't need the money. Like, I've lost on a lot of opportunities with like females that I wanted to deal with, and I'm like, well, I'm not financially stable right now. I don't have a place. Da, da, da. I used to be like that. Then it was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'll say some ignorant shit and still get them. I have nowhere to even do it. But you know what? Let's go around the corner. You know what I mean? And that experience right there is just like, boom. I did that without what I thought I needed. So what else am I capable of doing? Like, I don't.
But see, Savage, that's a whole mode though. See, when you get in that big game kind of winning mode, you know what I'm saying? When you playing chess on real levels, you know what I'm saying, in your head, when you really playing chess and not checkers. Because we both switch between both. People won't say it out loud. People say they play chess. No, you're not playing chess all the time. Sometimes you're playing checkers, sometimes you're playing chess. When your mind finally get in that win mode, when you ain't trying, see, that's a big problem, especially with me sometimes, right? Sometimes I'd be simply trying not to lose instead of trying to win.
Have you ever thought about, I know I'm going to lose, so enjoy the win?
Yeah, I try to break even, right? You know what I'm saying? Situations to say, okay, if I can break even, I'm straight. Instead of saying, how can I use this opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to throw the big ball downfield, right?
Yeah.
Throw that game winner. You know what I'm saying? And that requires a certain amount of risk, which requires a certain amount of heart.
And living
You know,
is
right? You got to have a heart of a conqueror, you know what I'm saying, to conquer, right? You got to have it in you.
But you also got to realize that you can build it in you. You also got to realize reality is reality, and you can't stop. You're not going to be able to stop it. You can build as much as you can, but if it's your time for fly, it's going to time to fly. If it's something going to happen, it's going to happen. But you can have the control on how most of your life is going to happen. The shit that's going to happen to you while you're trying to control is the shit that's going to happen to you regardless. So you just got to live regardless. You know what I mean? Just make the best decisions of what you feel like doing, and just do it. Like, there's a lot of things that are going to hold you back. A lot of things that are going to hold you back. But it's like, you know what? I've done this. I'm willing for this type of risk because I know it's not going to end up in an outcome where it detriments my whole life. But this is risky. Let me go kiss this girl on the face.
Nigga, that might change your whole life, nigga. For real. She come get your ass about there. But then again, though, it might work.
There you go.
It
might work. And that's the thing. Like, are we willing to just keep making decisions we're gonna miss out on shit? Like, a man's life is taking a risk. That's how we learn everything. All right, put it this way. How many little kids you've seen them spoiled as shit because they ain't never gone through shit or never had no discipline? And they'll never survive. They don't know how to take no risk because they're spoiled. They don't even know what a risk is because somebody's always got the coddling them. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to survive in the real world. You need to fall and not have nobody pick you up. You need to know how to get the fuck up while you're bleeding. Go get your own goddamn Band-Aid and cover your shit up and keep playing. And you don't realize, you don't understand that till you do that shit. And we have to remember, we still were kids, and we had a fucking blast. You know what I'm saying? So, and we just did shit, and we learned from that. We learned that this decision we made was we shouldn't do that again. But I had fun, so how am I do this? Making a different decision, a better decision, but I still want to have that type of fun. I'm gonna get the same adrenaline off of having good fun, safe fun. You know what I'm saying? We have to like keep that inside of us. We can't lose our imagination. We can't lose that opportunity to work our ass off, to play and have a good time, that comfortability within ourselves, because we're always stressed out. Oh, this might not work for us. The next move might not work for us. Oh, da, 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 da. And you start feeding that stress. Next thing you know, you don't want to do nothing. As an adult, I guarantee you don't want to jump in a pile of leaves anymore. Why? Because we know that leaves got ticks and ants and shit that can bite you. Fucking skin. When we was kids, we jumped in that motherfucker and nothing happened, did it? We had a good time in the fucking leaves. But now it's like, damn, you're missing out on fun or missing out on something to excite you when the world is such a bad fucking place that we stay in that fucking little ball of misery just to keep ourselves safe. And we want to be safe as much. We don't do nothing.
Misery. And you know what? You hear it all the time, but it's got some truth. You know what I'm saying? Comfort is the enemy of growth. You know, right? Because at the end of the day, you don't grow when you're in total comfort like that. You know what I'm saying? When you make yourself a little uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to take yourself and go homeless and live down there, you know what I'm saying, on Peachtree. You ain't got to do all that.
Right.
But step up to the next level. You know what I'm saying? See what it's like up there. See, can you maintain up on the next level, right?
Yeah, you're going to have to grow regardless.
Yeah.
So see if you could grow. Like, push yourself. Because why? Like, if you stay stagnant, you never know what you're really capable of doing. Like, you really get, like, you are passionate about something, push that next level of that passion. Do this shit. They're on some real, man. On some real.
Sometimes you gotta make yourself a little uncomfortable to grow. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, even me, sometimes they'll saying I'll go outside and lock my door on purpose, right? That way I can go back inside. You know what I'll do? I'll go out there and I'll get my truck, I'll go walk, I'll go do something, right? I'll go to the park, I'll do something else. I mean, because one thing about working from home, Savage, I really love what I do. You know what I'm saying? But you got to have a life outside this. You know what I'm saying? Most of the dudes I work with, the vast majority of dudes I work with are white, Latin, and Asian, and they're all married. I mean, all married. It's rare you run to a single guy where I work at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they got lives outside of this. They don't generally focus on this all day. They do their job and they go home and deal with their family, right?
Right.
But when you don't have that, there's a void there where you try to make up for that significantly. You see it with the women, right? Where they overly invest in their job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful that in your head, right? In order not to get stuck, you know what I'm saying, playing politics. My thought is if you got too many friends on your job and you ain't got enough friends in real life, you got a problem.
Big problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should barely be friends with the people you work with anyway. They'd like to hear, and not unless you're trying to go to a different level or something, you know what I mean? Like, good.
You know what I'm saying? His ad was away for a whole hour and a half yesterday. I saw him yellow. He was yellow, you know what I'm saying? He was mellow yellow. You know what I'm saying?
I dig it.
Yeah.
Insane, man. I just think that people waste their minds. They waste their minds, they waste their bodies, they waste their opportunities to do better or want more for themselves. You know what I mean? And then we always complaining about what we set ourselves up for. Like, what did you do about it? Like, what is your how are you part of that situation? Because if you're in a situation, you have parts in that situation because you're in it. So what did you do to be in that situation? How are you gonna get out of it? What can you do to not be in the next time? You know what I mean? Even though if you are in the next time, how can you get over it or climb out of it faster this time, knowing what you know.
For me, it's always about how I can prepare a safety net for myself if this happens again, right?
Right.
Where is that emergency pack at for this situation? You know what I'm saying? You know, what do I need to do here? You know what I'm saying? What tools do I got left over from the last time this happened to
Right.
pick up with it this time, right? And to get at least a little further, a lot further, just simply knock it out, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. And that's all I'm doing. Trying to open up the minds to have that thought process, to not forget that we're here to enjoy the fruits and the labors of the world. We forget to go outside and just bathe in the sun. We forget to go outside and realize that we could walk out there, have butt naked, and still do what the fuck we want. Follow some type of rules, but to the most limited degree to where you could get by on some shit. Because that's what human nature is, man. Exploration. We forget we forget about ourselves. And we just start our routine and just go down that line, go down the line, down the line. The next thing you know, half your life is gone. And all you have is the memories of what I could have, should have did.
You don't even remember all the routines on all those days. You don't even give yourself credit for those. And I am a person who has challenges with that, vast challenges. Like I said, I lose. I don't know what it is, but I tend to lose days, week, months, just hitting routines over and over and over and over and over again, to the point where friends and family notice, like, hey man, your aura is just too damn strong right now, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You need to go get some pussy. You need to get out of town. You need to do something with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You need to get the hell up out of here for a week or two, man. Go do something else. You know what I'm saying? Your aura is too strong. You know what I'm saying? It's almost military grade. You know what I'm saying? You so routine, right?
Yep. And you show no leeway. No leeway. You're like, don't let anybody. You're like, this is it. This is it. This is it. Instead of like, you know what? You're absolutely right. Because they're the ones on the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? And you don't realize what you're doing. You're like stomping, you're marching, you're strong. And they're like, motherfucker, this ain't even the time to be marching. Relax and have a drink. You know what I mean? But you're like, I gotta march. This is what I've been doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because one thing I've learned is I can come off too strong, especially if my energy is built up, right? It's almost like generating, like I'm on my own generator, because I keep going through it. It's like a wheel, right? Like it's almost like I'm generating my own aura, my own power when I do that. And I can get lost in the sauce in my own self. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, you know, that's one thing I have to be more conscious of and careful of, right? That's just part of my nature, though. A man needs purpose. When you create these purposes, when you don't have these purposes externally, like we were saying, the wife and kids, then you tend to generate your own purposes for doing things, right? Like for me, Savage, I get mad when I miss, you know what I'm saying, my schedule for going to the gym. If that means something, I literally get mad at myself. Like I missed that. How did I miss that? I'm running late 20 minutes. I'd be mad at myself getting in my truck. You know what I'm saying? Mad at myself getting in my Jeep because I'm 20 minutes late to something and I have nothing to do the rest of the day.
Right.
But just that point, it was just that I had it scheduled in for that time. No matter what else was going on.
I get it.
Yeah, hyper focus. Yeah, but you know that's something I gotta be more careful of, man. For real, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because you won't see the light. You won't see the sun shining. You'll be so stuck on that. What do you call it? Those horse blinders. You're stuck on that just path, just doom. Instead of looking to the left, like, damn, that field is beautiful. You know what? Let me stop and walk on that field. Next thing you know, you trip and find $100,000 in that field. Damn, if I would have type on hyper focus, I wouldn't even found this happiness over here, this peace. You know what I mean? This little piece, this flower that smells good. That piece of life that reminds you of something at your childhood or something that reminds you of something that made you happy. It's like it's a beautiful thing just to do and then get the results afterwards. But you know what? I haven't been, like, as soon as you wake up, you never woke up at 3 o'clock. You usually go back to sleep. Just wake up at 3 o'clock. and see where your mind takes you. I got the whole day off. Let me just get the fuck up. You know what? Let me just walk. Next thing you know, you've been walking for hours. Took in all that sight. All that sight. CBK, what's going on? Coming through. Thank you. Salute to you. I do have to do my due diligence. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the chat, if you're still watching, please hit the like button, subscribe and share if you haven't. And you know, I do have to say this because you know my Cash App get a little empty, and I need some cream for my coffee.
Money coming to me easily. Money coming and it needed me. Money coming and repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just...
Savage, you're on mute, brother.
My bad. So I play that affirmation right there, just in case I could get some cream, a donation of cream for my coffee. I like French vanilla. I'm telling you, makes a better day for me and for other people too when I'm.
Sir, I like my coffee black, no sugar, no cream. I like my shit black, nigga. That's how I like my coffee. Just, you know, straight from the pot. I mean, give me some Colombian roast, nigga. I'm good to go.
Man, that Colombian roast will have you up for days, man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
My goodness. I was just talking about that the other day about that Colombian coffee. Man, that shit's harsh. Feel your heartbeat go wilding out. But yeah, so yeah, $ Security Strong. If you want to donate to the Coffee Creamery Fund, I will appreciate that. And also the link is in the chat if you want to join us in the conversation. Not going to be up here that long, but a little bit longer to have the conversation. So we're up here. The link is in the chat. I will put it in one more time.
You said something that was actually pretty striking too.
What's that?
You don't view yourself how others view you. I never stopped and checked how others view me. I never asked that. You know that?
And you know what? It's a rude awakening. To have a conversation with someone that wants to be honest with you, how they see you, and the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a big difference, bro. It's a reality check. And if sometimes, depending on the person that's talking to you, or depending on the situation you put yourself in to understand, it might fuck your head up because you're not as strong as you really think you are, or what it seems like. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when you talk to people, you may think you're saying the right shit. They see it a different way. And you're like, damn, I didn't even think about how that person even sees it when I said this. But to have the mental capacity to remember and pay attention and observe yourself, you could really critique yourself in ways where you can adapt to a lot of different things, just like this. Your wit gets quicker. Your responses get quicker. Your understanding is a better understanding and quicker to understand. And you'll surprise yourself. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people forget what your natural common sense is all about. A lot of people have lost common sense, and that's why they're not capable of communicating. You know what I'm saying? Again, lose my voice.
I think these niggas on the internet too much and made them socially awkward. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's a remnant of the pandemic too. But even before then, niggas was socially awkward. You can see them out and about. You just never thought you'd be one of them, right? Like, damn, that nigga's weird. You know, right? Get his ass up out of here. He come over, I move. You know, that type of shit, right?
Yeah.
As time goes on, though, when you find yourself in that same position, when you become socially isolated from people that you know, and for a while, right? And you go back, you get back in your groups again, and you feel as if you're feral because of how you talk, how you walk, how you behave. You know, right? It takes a while to get that back into civility because you have to almost relearn that new skill, right? Especially according to the new social norms that are out. It's not like the 90s social norms, you know what I'm saying, the 2000 social norms where you can do certain things and it's A-okay, people know what I'm saying with it, right? It's cool. It's funny, it's live, it's real. Nowadays, a lot of those things, man, can work against you. So that's one thing I'm still kind of picking up on, right? A lot of the new social nuances, you know what I'm saying, in society. So it's a lot of work. I'll tell you that, trying to figure out some of this stuff, especially on your own.
Mhm.
But you know, what I'm saying, I guess if it gives you better outcomes, I figured it's probably worth it, right? But
Yeah,
yeah,
and I'm a fan of listening and observing as well. So if I know, if I all right, so if I went out after like being alone for a long period of time, and I seen the awkwardness in certain things, or if like things came back to me where I'm feels comfortable doing this and that, I know what position to put myself in because I'm always thinking about myself, how I am, how people are, and what the outcome could be, which helps me develop a better time going out, even though I feel socially awkward. Like, I don't mind talking to people. I know what to say. I watch them first to see if it's okay, but I always have my back against the wall just in case. And I develop from there. I'll venture out if I feel a comfort to the left. You know what I'm saying? I'll look at the right. If I feel comfort to the right, I'll go there. I'm always looking for an opportunity for comfort. You know what I mean? Even though I'm uncomfortable. So that automatically helps me just in case I'm forced in an uncomfortable position. I know how to I know how to find a comfort in it so I can react in a certain way. Like when things pop off, usually people will scream, yelling, and running. And I'm always like, why are y'all screaming? That ain't gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? The best thing to do is stop and watch and look to see where things are coming from, what's going on. And it may be because I've done security over 20 years and I've developed that, you know, that thing right there. But I believe that a lot of people should work that way because everybody's always
self-awareness. It's self-awareness. You're very
self-awareness.
self-aware of what you feel, and you know what I'm saying, what's actually going on too, right?
Right.
Me personally, I try to be, but I'll say this out loud. I mean, I've never felt like I fit in it really anywhere, anything. I've always been one of the cool kids who always tend to, you know what I'm saying, not really feel as if I should be there, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Due to association, due to approximation, you know what I'm saying? You got your first car, you play on the football team. Okay, you on the quick recall team. You know what I'm saying? You was in band, you know what I'm saying? You with NJROTC. Kind of that nerd shit, but you play football on top of that in baseball, right? So
Right.
it puts you in the crowd with the cool kids, the more intellectual crowd. You know what I'm saying? Smarter kids, right? You got your car when you were 16. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, thought that was like, damn, that dude right there's on top. No, no, no. I just have a car now. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't change really anything about what I do and who I am. It's
Right.
just a car. You know what I'm saying? It don't make me cool. I was cool, right?
But it does in other people's eyes.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Perception is a very case key subject
Right.
because you know what I'm saying, people can perceive one thing and it be a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? In that circumstance and situation, that happens all the time.
And you know what that's crazy? A lot of people don't even have that thought to think of different perceptions. They think of their own all the time instead of thinking, well, maybe that person don't see it like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a word that I just used could get me fucked up. So let me watch the words I use. You know, let me check my you should always look as a human being. You should always look and not think that it should be that comfortable when you're outside your own comfort. You know what I'm saying? But you should be able to be wise enough within yourself to know that you can build a comfort in discomfort. Like finding Waldo and a bunch of Waldos. You know what I mean? Like I can find Waldo every time because I kind of like put myself in that position, and then I know exactly where I can find comfort, and so that's where I look, and then that's where he is. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I love mind games. That's probably why. And
Oh,
I
I
feel
like the mind games too, especially with the broad. I don't know, but it's so much fun playing with the bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's fun playing with them sometimes because they know how to have a good. One thing about women you gotta give them credit for, when it comes to mind games, they know how to have a good time. They know how to play back, right?
you know how to play them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's fun with them, you know what I'm saying, playing those mind games. But I don't play mind games with niggas though. You know what I'm saying? I might troll a nigga, you know what I'm saying, play with him a little bit, but at the end of the day, niggas,
Kind of cautious with that though.
yeah, yeah, that nigga might come find out where you live for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I told you a black ass nigga, you thought you was cool. Get your
Right.
ass out here.
And the difference is with a female, they like that. They like that. They appreciate if you're quick with it and you can fuck with their head just like they fucking with yours and be better at it. She's yours. Deal. It's all part of paying attention, man. Like life could be so much easier if you pay attention to it. It could be beautiful at the same time.
See, these niggas don't understand, Savage. They don't understand though. They think this babyface shit is cool. It's not cool, nigga. And the niggas got mad at me on the panel, told me all types of shit. I told him one day, I said, I like to ghost a bitch sometimes. Just on purpose for the whole day. Just ghost her. Let her blow the phone up, all that good shit. I like that attention sometimes. Let her blow the phone up about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Let her keep calling. You know, I ain't picking up. I'm just not, I'm gonna say I like being in your head like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm doing, dude. You don't know what I'm doing.
Right. And because they'll do it to you. They'll do it to you. It is good to keep it exciting that way too, man. That's emotional intelligence too, to know that how to keep your relationship exciting. Know the things to do to keep it going. You know what I mean? Because you could get stuck in a routine. And you know, as we know, females, they get bored quick.
Women are not like us in that way. And a lot of men don't realize that women are not as routine as we are. You know what I'm saying? We make it when we get caught in our routines, it's instinctual at that point. We don't think about nothing but the routine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What keeps the, you know what I'm saying, the wheels moving every day, right? I want to keep this moving forward. I want to do this, I want to do that. So it's all routine for us. For women though, you know, they like to when they inject those feelings, that routine goes out the window.
Right. Way out the window. And they like that spontaneous shit. They love it. It gets their endorphins. It gets the dopamine starts their eye. Trust me. I know. I know. And it's a beautiful thing to have that intellectual control. You know what I'm saying? And even when they know that you're doing it, it's accepted because they're like, somebody could do it. Somebody isn't. They see you're intelligent. And trust me, women ain't stupid. They want that. They need that. They want to feel stupid around you. I've had a girl say that. I like being dumb around you. Like, I'm smart, but I like giving them being dumb because I'm comfortable with you. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I like that too, Savage. I like being the dumb person in the relationship sometimes. And most of the time, I like for the woman to be, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Put it this way, I like for her to at least feel like she's smarter than me, right? I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want you to feel real comfortable with thinking that you guys jump on me, right? You know what I'm saying? That's cool. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, because I think that just brings out more of their personality when they feel like they have control.
Facts.
You get to see who they really are. You know what I'm saying? And believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? When they feel confident, feel in control, and everything is good, you know what I'm saying? You'd be surprised how much they're willing to do for you when they feel as if they got power. You know what I'm saying? In that circumstance.
Indeed.
You know? Yeah.
I agree. I agree with that. Definitely, man. I see it all the time. All the time. It's a beautiful thing. It's just like people don't understand that they have that capability. And I don't understand why they don't spend more time praising themselves in a way not to be like conceited, like, oh yeah, I got, the chains and I got the clothes, and like, to be honest with you, bro, I look better than half the motherfuckers out there with clothes from Walmart. You know what I'm saying? I get the same results, even better results.
Take it from a guy who had the white gold Jesus piece, right? With the platinum necklace. You know what I'm saying? It all feels empty after a while. It's just a chain. It don't, you know what I'm saying? It's something that you wear every day. It's just a part of your ensemble, right? What you put on in the morning before you go to work. Put your chain on, you know what I'm saying? You put on your clothes, your shoes, right? You know what I'm saying? It's all just part of an ensemble. And after a while, the shit feels empty, right? It feels like you got a bunch of shit for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I could have saved all this money and I bought all this shit from Macy's. I spent $700 at Macy's when I could have spent $150 at Walmart. You know, you start thinking that way after a while because you think, damn, you know what I'm saying? I got this nice shit, and I wear it. You know what I'm saying? When I go out, I do stuff in it, but You know, it's just more nice shit. You the prettiest nigga at the club. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? You the prettiest nigga there.
Bro,
Which don't count for much. It don't count for much. You know what I'm saying? You the pretty unless you're in there looking for other niggas, you know what I'm saying? It don't really mean shit.
But here's the thing, like the way with me being with my confidence the way I am, and then I am a Temu guru, right? Temu guru. I don't know if you know about Temu, right? Yeah. Temu guru, bro. I will spend $20 or $30 on a bunch of clothes that look great together. Put it on, great size, great fit. I'll go out to the club or I'll go out there and they're like, "You look great, da da da. You look expensive, man. This shit costs $25, all of it, all of it." You know what I'm saying? Even I use the Afterpay too. You know what I'm saying? It's really not the name brand. It's you. It's yourself. Your own aura makes everything look good. And if you know how to dress, like I do, man, it is what it is. Like I got the aura and I know how to dress. So, you know, I look good in a white tee. Don't really matter. I used to bag them in robes. It doesn't really matter.
I got one better for you. I really haven't updated my wardrobe in years. I still wear them same polos I bought, same polo sweaters I got, same Nike Tech stuff I got, all that jazz. Even I think I got a pair of shoes last summer, 2 pairs of shoes last summer. That was it. That was really it. You know what I'm saying? And that's because they was on sale, right? I said, okay, I like these running shoes and I like these kind of lifestyles, right? Okay, I'll get these both. I get them both under $150. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm good to go. You know what I'm saying? Let me get these and get up out of here. But you know what I'm saying? It's like you said. I think it's more. It's. I think you get to the point in life where you start to realize that it's not the clothes, it's you, right? You know what I'm saying? You can be the flyest nigga in the world and nobody fuck with you, right? Because at the end of the day, you're a lame nigga. You know what I'm saying?
You can tell who's the lame, but man, you can definitely tell. But yeah, it's just exciting to be able to use my brain and know that it works. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people think their brain works, and it just is. You're so routine that you don't know nothing else besides that, and like just to go outside the norm and know how to and be consistent with it and still live your life the way you need to, work hard as fuck, or even have as much fun as you can. Just to be able to control all that together. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful, your mind just expands itself. And I'm all about expanding the mind.
Yeah. My thing is thinking ahead. I tend to like to think ahead a lot, right?
Me too.
Like I like to plan out stuff for the next day, the next week, certain points I want to hit, certain milestones I want to make. You know what I'm saying? I like to plan those out, right?
Right.
Even though I can tell you seldom do my plans go through like I planned to, because I always thinking greenfield type of thinking, right? Where nothing goes wrong and everything just goes smooth and everything goes smooth. That's how I make my plans. I don't have no detours or have nothing else in there. It's just, you know what I'm saying? And when, you know what I'm saying, I do that, and a lot of times what I find out most time there's always a detour. You know, there's always something that changes, right? Yeah.
Yep. But that's the thing. If you know that, that's why what I start off with, if I do make a plan, because I know that life ain't always gonna be the way you want it to be. So I know that if I'm gonna make a plan, which might detour, but I want it to be like a legit plan, I'll save strategic and plans for the things that really matter. Like a trip. Like how to plan a trip to get all the hotel and the flight. That's the stuff I'll really plan. But then I'll plan for unplanned on a trip. Like maybe I got 5 underwear for 5 days. I'll bring 8 just in case. You know what I mean? And or a shirt. I know it's gonna be hot up there, but guess what? It might rain. Bring an umbrella and a long sleeve shirt. You know what I'm saying? Just like when you know something, you prepare yourself for an outcome that can be what it is. And then I guarantee you'll be prepared for results. It's just a growth in your head that you don't understand. Subconsciously, your mind grows from the decisions you make. So if you're preparing yourself, your body's starting to prepare itself for being prepared. Your mind starts preparing itself for being prepared. And if you continue with that, it's automatically, well, start the thought process, well, maybe this might happen. So I'm going to prepare for this. You know what I mean? Oh, maybe somebody might make the decision for doing this, and I didn't. I wouldn't like it, but wait, let me be prepared for it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I over prepare. That's the problem. I over prepare too much. It's damn near 80 degrees outside, and I got a jacket in the back seats. Just in case I walk into someplace cold where I need a jacket, right?
You ever think of being unprepared on purpose?
Yeah, you got there, I just walk out there with nothing, not a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? And see what happens.
Yeah, there you go. And then you're prepping your mind for being on point because you don't have all the things you need. Because to be honest with you, sometimes we are forced in those positions not having what we need, but we get out the mud, we survive through it. You didn't have a shirt, but guess what? I saved a couple of dimes here and there, and I can get a shirt. And I survived on this cold day because I did this. Or I talked to somebody when I didn't regularly. I don't go to talk to that person. That person offered me a sweatshirt. You know what I'm saying? It's like doing shit out of the normal and being positive about it. You get what you need, but you put yourself through an opportunity of learning and things that you've never done before. It was exciting. I just went places before. It just seemed what would happen. And I ended up making friends, have an opportunity to do this later on the road, thinking that I'm never going to see that person again, see them again, and help them out. They help me out, experience this, been in a position to do this, meet more people to do that. I know so many people, it's crazy. I don't want to know, but I know them. And if I needed something back against the wall, I know I met this person before, got their number, I could call them, guess what? I got this for you, or I need this from you. You know what I'm saying? The network is real. Just for putting myself in positions, just to have this, just humbug shit. No one I can survive through anything. It's golden. It's a golden way to live.
Brother, like I said, I tend to overthink stuff. So I very seldomly unprepared. I literally pack to go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? I literally would pack up shit.
You got to.
Make sure I got extra towels, extra headset, 2-3 bottled waters in the car sometimes, you know, right? You know what I'm saying? Cell phone fully charged, you know, right? All that good jazz before you leave in the house. That way I don't get stuck nowhere. Because like I said, I've been stuck before a couple times in life and I ain't like it. I ain't like going to the gym and not having that bottled water to get as you know, saying ready to fall out. Yeah, I ain't like it. So I over prepare for a lot of stuff.
So let me ask you a question. So when you missed out on having your headphones or water bottle, what happened in replace of that? What did you do to replace that you had usually?
I punish myself. I still fall through with that routine anyway. No matter how nasty or hard it gets, but it's not nearly as enjoyable, right, without those headphones because now you got to listen to gym music. And let's be honest, that's some 2025 gay ass shit. You know what I'm saying? These niggas have put out, right? Some shit you ain't never heard. And sometimes you got to stop right there in the middle of a rep and say, man, I can't listen to this shit here. It's weird. It's wild. These new niggas is crazy. You know, right? Listening to this shit. You know, and so for me, putting that headset on pushed me almost in a bubble, right? In my head, environment wise, where I still see people around me, but I can't, you know, saying hearing nothing but what, you know, saying I got my headset, right? So it makes it makes it, how do you say it? It makes the time fly a lot faster. It makes it a lot smoother. Versus when I go there with no headset, I feel every minute of that 40-minute run, right? Every minute of it. I'm feeling every minute of that 40-minute run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you got the same results though. You just learn how to not have that with you, to not be comfortable, and push the same level as being comfortable. I take that as a win and as a learning experience. It's something under my belt where I'm stronger because I don't need the headset. I got the same workout without having a headset, and not my water either, which I'm used to drinking.
I don't know, bro. You don't want to see me out there in the ran 30, 40 minutes, man, on that treadmill. I'm already damn near ready to fall out with no water, bro. I'd be like, man, let me go get one of these red Gatorades about this cabinet over here and pay that $1.50 and get over. Which I hate that. I hate that sometimes. I have to pay that $1.50 where I could buy myself a whole 6-pack for $5, right? Of Gatorade. So stuff like that sticks. See, stuff like that gets in my head. You know, right? You pay $1 more for Gatorade. And some niggas say, oh, you know what I'm saying? That's broke nigga thinking. That's this, that. No, it's not. That's how wealthy people think. They don't like to waste money. Right. You know what I'm saying? They don't like wasting money on bullshit, especially something they don't really want, something that they could have got someplace else cheaper, something, you know what I'm saying, would have been more, you know, a better convenience for them, right? Long term. You know, say buy yourself a 6-pack, just grab one, you go to the gym, right?
Right.
But versus when you got to buy one at the gym, it's $1.50 a pop. You wasted 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? On drinks you could have got for, you know, but that's that type of Savage. It's 1:58 a.m. in the morning, nigga. I'm gonna take me a shower, go to bed. I ain't no time to slow that money. Yeah.
I appreciate you stopping through, brother.
Thank you for having me up, Savage, brother. Good talking to you. Like I said, I would likely be back again. High probability I'll be back again. Very high probability.
All right.
So, I'll catch up with you later, brother.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am about to close it down. It was a great conversation with Lord ADS, and I appreciate y'all for sitting there and enjoying the conversation. Please, like I said, if you haven't liked or subscribed, share, please do so. Please do so. And like I said, I like cream in my coffee.
Money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needed me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming.
Always forget to unmute. Hit that cash app. Hit that cash app. All right. And I guess it's time to go. I want to play this as the outro. The same intro, because I just got it, just did it. So I will do that again. Nope. All right. I will check y'all later.
They needed a name for the pressure, so they gave me one. Not a man, not a citizen, condition.
You don't know what it's like being savage. Built in the system designed to damage. They call my breath a threat, my walk a crime. Then clock my pulse like I'm out of line. You don't know what it's like being savage. Every step monitored, every habit. They made the cage, then blamed the rage. Stamp my name on a wanted page. I learned discipline from surveillance. Silence sharpened into a weapon. They don't hear words, they hear defiance. So I speak in movement and presence. Papers say free, reality say control. Freedom on loan with an interest hold. You step out the script, they cut the lights. Say act right or forfeit your life. I see mercy replaced by procedure. Pain filed under non-factor behavior. I ain't angry, I'm calibrated. Every move cold, recalculated.